What's happening, folks? Welcome to another episode of Power Moves 365. I'm your man, Patrick the Game Changer Jackson, and we have the lovely
Miss Artisa. He normally introduces me, y'all, so we didn't practice that.
Yeah, we ain't practiced at the time. So, well, today we have a great guest that's going to be coming on and going to be talking about his wonderful product. Derek Collins, he has a product called Gifted and Lit. And before we bring him on, we're going to show you a clip of his commercial. Check this out.
Said the entertainer here. Just want to give a big shout out to my friends over at Gifted and Lit.
Charlemagne the God here. I gotta salute my guy Derek Collins and all my peoples over at Gifted and Lit.
It's your homeboy Ice Cube. You know what I mean? Giving a big shout out to all my friends at Gifted and Lit.
They have a phenomenal program that combines hip-hop, education to help our kids, them learn how to have fun in an engaging way.
It's a black-owned business. They're combining cartoons to teach children math, science, language, arts, and a whole lot of other stuff.
Anything that's going to be down to lift the spirits, knowledge, and understanding of our youth.
Make sure that you order at giftedandlit.com.
Go to giftedandlit.com, man, and you can see more of their content.
Go to giftedandlit.com to check out some of their amazing content.
See what they got going on, man.
There you go. There you have it. Man, we have our brother Derek Collins, CEO of Gifted and Lit. Man, what's happening with you?
I'm good, man. That was a great commercial.
You did a nice job.
Did a good job, man. Awesome job. Man, we're going to just jump right into it, man. How did you get started in wanting to create something like this?
So back in the day, a long time ago, I was a substitute teacher, and I was a substitute teacher for DeKalb County Schools here in Georgia. And I thought of the idea a long time ago. I was like, man, while I was substitute teaching, I was like, man, I wonder if Schoolhouse Rock will work on these kids that I'm substituting for kindergarten and first grade. And I brought a DVD in and played it, and they loved it. And I was like, oh man, this stuff is from the 70s and 80s. So I was like, if they're gonna like this, imagine if someone did like a remix and flipped it and put some modern music and some trap beats to it and see how much they like it. And at the time, there's this song out a long time ago. I don't know if you guys remember this. It was quarter brick, half a brick, whole brick, hey. OJ the Juice Man, that was like the popular song out here. So little kids was rapping about trapping and all this stuff and didn't even know it, but they just liked the beat and they liked the song and it was catchy. So they was like, hey, okay, hey. I was like, and then I don't know if you guys ever experienced this, but I'm driving down the street and I'll see people like with their headphones in, listening to music, and they're rapping to themselves. They just rapping to themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
In a trance, rapping to yourself. So, it made me realize how powerful that hip hop was and how much of an influence it has on our youth and culture.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, you know what? When I get the money, I'm going to try to create my own program.
Okay.
And it got to a point to where I got tired of I got tired of waiting on people to do what I was looking for.
Yeah.
So I decided to do it on my own.
So that kind of gave you the passion and desire to just push it forward. How long before that did you have that type of vision and then actually bringing it into fruition?
Yeah.
Now that's a really good question. So I think I had that idea probably, oh my goodness, 2000. Oh my goodness, you taking me back. 2007. It didn't get launched until 2017.
Oh,
10 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty dope. And the reason why I bring that up is that sometimes people have ideas and then it don't come in the time frame that they really want, right? And so you being a testament of having an idea, knowing that it's something that you was wanting to do, but then actually bringing it into fruition some years later.
Yeah, because I'm like, man, I didn't have the money. I don't know if you guys know, but animation is severely expensive.
Uh-huh.
You know, 30 seconds of animation can cost you $1,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I looked
I
into it.
had to, I started my private practice in, what year I started my private practice? Like, I want to say 2011. I started my private practice and then I started making some money. And then I think 2017, I got this strong urge, about around 2017, I got this strong urge to do Gifted and Lit. And at first, really didn't want to do it because I knew how much work it was going to be. I didn't know anything about music. I didn't know anything about cartoons. I didn't know anything about animation. And as a matter of fact, when I was reaching out to animators to produce content for me, I thought they were trying to rob me because
Right.
the prices that they were talking about, I was like, man, this is insane. I can't pay for this.
Right.
But God kept on like putting something on me, and it was strong. It was really strong, and it was like, all right, I have to do this. Like, and then it got to a point to where I said, all right, I'm going to do it. But then I try to hire a manager to do it for me. So I try to hire a contractor to do it for me, and she didn't do what she was supposed to do. And I said, you know what, I'm going to figure it out myself, and I'm going to do it myself. And I just started knocking it out.
Okay. Let's back up a bit. Tell us a little bit about you, Derek.
I'm from Bakersfield, California. Grew up in Bakersfield.
Me too.
Went to East High School. Graduated from East High School. Went to BC. Almost flunked out. Like everybody else.
Right. I can attest to the BC flunk out. I can attest. He don't know, but I can attest to that.
Man.
I barely made it into CSUB after BC.
Man. Yeah, being in the cafeteria all day talking mess. I can't cuss on here, right? I'll get to start cussing, but I'll try to clean it up. But in the cafeteria talking mess, trying to get free food from the cafeteria lady, trying to finesse situations, and yeah, BC, typical BC stuff. No one's motivated. So I ended up my dad sent me to they did an intervention. My mom and dad did an intervention on me. My dad sent me to a black college tour, and we went on a black college tour. We visited Morehouse, Tuskegee, Morris Brown, Spelman, and Clark Atlanta University. And when I saw what I saw on campus at Clark Atlanta University and all these other black schools, I was like, I gotta get my stuff together, because this is where I need to be. I said, this is where I need to be, because I saw black people moving and shaking, doing big things, having money, doing extremely well for themselves, having their own businesses, and then it was okay to be smart.
Wow.
So, say that one more time.
It was okay to be smart. So I was holding myself back because I had no motivation at BC. So I went back to school, got my grades up. I was literally flunking out of JC, and then I got my grades up to like a 3.5, and then I transferred out to Clark Atlanta University.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow. When you say you felt like you was being held back, like mentally, right? And so by being exposed to that, you're saying that it inspired you, motivated you, and took you to a whole nother level, right?
Yeah, because I wasn't even motivated to go to school. They weren't teaching me the stuff that I wanted to learn. If they talked about entrepreneurship and making money, then I'd have been like all ears. But they teaching me stuff that I'm not going to even use. So I was like, you know what? Forget this. I'm out. I was just checking out. I was just doing it because I didn't know what to do. I had a job. I had a part-time job going to BC. That was just like the thing to do. It was either do that or go to the military or work in the oil fields. I wasn't going to the military, and I wasn't going to work in the oil fields.
And so that intervention that your parents, decided to do really cultivated pretty much the rest of your life, man. Like, I call that a power move, right? That's a pretty dope power move that really set you up for the rest of your life. I mean, how did that really? What were some of the things that you saw like on campus? Like, what are some of those things that kind of really? Well, I know one of them probably gonna be the girls and stuff, right? But we go. But what were some of the things that you saw?
Black women, yes.
Yeah, you already know.
But they were smart and educated at the same time, though, right?
So all right, so it was okay to be you. So at a HBCU, you can be yourself 100%. You can be 100% authentic, and you can wear your clothes how you want to wear it. You better come correct. You can't be slacking on your clothes now. They get dressed up every single day to go to class. It's not like California.
Oh, yes.
Girls are wearing heels. Girls are wearing heels to class.
Wow.
So it was a huge change. I just saw opportunity. I saw ways to grow. I felt comfortable in my own skin. I wasn't the only Black person in class. I was like, I was finally a majority. I was no longer the minority. So when you're the majority, see, that's what I think Black people need to experience, being the majority. That's why I love living in Atlanta, because it changes things for you, changes your mindset. You're not feeling like a victim all the time and someone's out to get you. You're in control of your own destiny. At least that's how you feel. At least that's how I felt. So I felt like there was nothing holding me back from excelling and doing what I need to do. So that's the benefit of going to HBCU. Also, the culture. You learn about your true history, not what they teach you in high school and elementary school, because all you know about in elementary school is Martin Luther King and slavery. And slavery and Martin Luther King and slavery. And it's like, damn, that's all we did. That's all we did was Martin Luther King and slavery. So,
I can attest to that. I lived in Atlanta for about 8 months before I came back to Bakersfield. And I went to my first semester at Spelman. And oh my God, it was a huge culture shock for me. It was empowering. Like, you could be yourself. And the girls, the women, I'm going to call them women because they wasn't girls, embrace. Like, I was a little bit more petite back then. So everybody always wanted to take me out to eat, or, they was befriending. If you said hi, they didn't give you this look. They said hi back. It was a great, great experience. So I can attest to the culture of Atlanta.
Absolutely. And then you can go to a club and actually enjoy yourself. Ain't no fighting, ain't no shooting.
Yes.
I went to a club the first time I was there, and I was all paranoid. I was waiting for them to start shooting. I thought I was in the Elks. I was like, I'm waiting for them to start shooting, and it didn't happen. It wasn't no pat downs. It wasn't nothing. I was like, hold on, I kind of like this. I like this. And I don't know if you guys know this, but your first year at Clark or any not any HBCU, but at least at the AU Center was Morehouse, Spelman, Clark, and Morris Brown. On Fridays and Saturdays, if you didn't have a car, they had buses that take you to the club
to make sure you had a good time.
Yeah. And I was in heaven.
And they provided what I learned is that they provided a balance. So it was like, here you can play hard, but let us show you how to work hard as well. So they taught you about respect. I know in one of my classes, you had to take an etiquette class in order in your first semester at Spelman. An etiquette class. It was required how to talk, how to speak, how to dress, how to walk, how to be proper, how to present yourself. And I'm like, okay, I don't really need this class, but okay. And I ended up loving it. I discovered new things about myself. Oh, I guess that is a little bit rude of me to say when I say it like that. It gives you a whole new perspective. And I think we don't give HBCUs enough credit, which is why I take my daughter to the Black College
College
Expo
Expo.
every year so that
Mhm.
she can experience that same thing of being the majority and not the minority. Could you tell us about, so most interventions include boot camps and Camp Owens and the Grizzly. What made you, could you give us a little insight as to what made your parents decide to send you on a college tour?
Um,
Have you ever
I don't
asked
know.
them that?
I never really asked him that because it was my dad's idea. I think he
It
heard about
sounds
it
like a
from
man's idea.
and I guess he knew that how I am, how I like to travel. I have a
Okay.
love for travel. Even to this day, I travel abroad all the time. So um he's just like, you know what, he needs to see something different and
Mm-hmm.
expose them to
Mm.
different things. And
Oh,
I think
yes.
that's what our kids need today. I believe in
Mm-hmm.
exposure. That, like, if you guys watch Gift and Lit Volume 1, there's a video on there that I created specifically for kids. It's called Passport Stamp, to embrace traveling
Mhm.
abroad. All parents should have a passport, and their kids should have a passport as well,
Yep.
because it will change your life. It will show you how to do different things with different people and learn about different opportunities abroad. And you learn that America is not the end all be all.
Mm-mm.
There's
Right.
huge opportunities abroad, excuse me, that you can take advantage of if you choose to. And they love Americans. They love
They
American
do.
culture. They all want to be like us. So why not get dual citizenship somewhere? Why not,
Take advantage of it.
yeah, start a business abroad? Matter of fact, my animator for Gift and Lit right now, he lives in Lagos, Nigeria.
Okay.
Wow.
So my animation is all done in Nigeria.
How'd you come across finding him?
Instagram.
Wow.
So what I do, and we, as an entrepreneur, you have to learn how to be creative if you're not already creative. Fortunately, I'm already creative. So what I do is I look for different. So some people look on Google as a search engine. That's great. But I also look on Upwork.com. I also look on Yahoo.com. I also look on Facebook for searches. I also look on Instagram
Mm.
for searches. You can actually look in Instagram for certain different things and find what you're looking for. So I was looking for animators on Instagram and all these different platforms, and I was looking for the right look. And once I
Ah.
found
Mm-hmm.
it, I was like, all right, that's what I want, because the animator for volume 1 is different than the animator for volume 2.
Okay.
Because you was trying to go for a particular look, and then of course, as an artist, you can only produce what your talent allows you to produce, and so you was able to find that one that was able to make what you were looking for.
Yes, I was looking for 3D animation, which is severely expensive, but I was trying to look for it at a cheaper price. So I was trying to look for, animators in the Philippines and China, Asia. And then I
Hmm.
said, all right. Then I stumbled upon some animation on Instagram. And I was like, hold on, these brothers are from Africa. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then so you were able to still tie in, especially with some brothers,
Yeah.
to be able to keep that dollar circulating.
Yeah. And at first, I'm gonna be real with you. At first, I didn't find the right animator. I didn't find the right one. I found an animation team, but they were just janky. It looked good, but it was too many mistakes and errors. And then I had to just, all that money I spent on that was just gone. So I spent like three
Wow.
grand on that. I think 3 to 4 grand on that, and that was just a wash. Never even used the content. And I have some other content that I spent money on that never got used. So that's another thing. Even though you make mistakes, even though things happen, you got to keep on pushing forward and be consistent, because you're going to lose money at first. It just doesn't
Yes.
happen perfectly, but
Yes.
eventually you'll figure it out. And as long as you're consistent and you stick with it, you'll figure it out. And then if you stay with it, that's when the overflow comes.
Okay.
What was your main purpose of creating this content for kids? What was the real driving force and impact that you want to see?
Well, I got tired of people or rappers talking about sex and trapping, and I realized how even drug use. I was realizing how that's affecting the kids and even the community around me. Young adults were like, thought it was okay to sip lean and pop codeine and,
Mhm.
Percocet, Molly Percocet. I'm
Right.
like, y'all, come on, y'all. Like, you ain't gonna advance in life popping Percocet and popping Molly's, And people were believing that. So I was like, you know what? I got to change the narrative
Yeah.
and flip it. And then on the other hand, also I wanted to see black content. I didn't see black cartoons.
Ooh,
I didn't
that's a
see
whole
much.
nother level.
Yeah, I didn't see a lot of black cartoons. At the time when I created Gifted and Lit, I wasn't a parent yet, but man, I didn't see black cartoons. I was like, that would be dope to create black cartoons
Right.
and black images and positive images where we're actually doing something and relate to our youth. And mind you, I had no experience doing this before. I've never done it before, never went to a class. I was just like, all right, let me figure this thing out, hire some people, and let's see what happens.
Cool.
We have
Now,
a question for you. Do you mind? Miss Meyer asks, how much was the initial investment to launch Gifted and Lit?
$100,000.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's an investment, not just in you as an entrepreneur, yourself, but you invested in our future, our kids.
Yeah, 100 grand. So I pulled that money from my therapy practice. So I don't know if you guys know this, but I have 6 locations out here in the Atlanta area. I'm a therapist
That's
specializing
awesome.
in alcohol and drug addiction, anger management, shoplifting addiction, domestic violence, and more. And we provide court mandated classes. And I also train therapists on how to start their own court mandated program and make at least 6 figures doing the same thing that I'm doing. So I pulled that money from my counseling practice to fund Gifted and Lit.
Okay. That was a great initial investment. One thing I want to ask you, what was the biggest challenge you had and how did you overcome that?
Getting the money. Getting the money. I waited 10 years. I didn't have the money. And
Yeah.
like I said, and so I didn't put up 100 grand at first.
Mhm.
I didn't just grab $100,000 and just say, all right, let's make this happen. It was 100 grand over the course of 1 or 2 years.
Mhm.
All right, I got to pay for studio time because I didn't know certain things. So I was paying for studio time. I was paying for beats. I was paying for the people to perform the songs.
Mm.
And there's ways to do it for cheap, and there's ways to do it without going to the studio. But I learned that later. But I was paying for the animation. Then I was paying for the Facebook advertising, and that's what drains your pockets a lot. The Facebook advertising, the
The
Instagram
marketing.
advertising, the marketing. That's where most of that 100K went.
Mhm.
So it's the marketing because you might blow an easy 30K a month just on advertising. So you
Just
got
to
to make sure that you
get the
have
image
that.
out there.
Yeah, because you have a great product, but if no one knows
No.
what it is, then you can't flip it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got the
Now,
best product in the world, but if they don't see it, they can't buy it.
you have some great famous endorsements, endorsers. How'd you come across them? How did you get them to advertise your product like we seen in the commercial at the beginning? Ice Cube, Cedric the Entertainer.
Charlemagne the God. Yeah.
Yes.
All
Pretty
right,
dope.
this is you only you guys get this information. This is a hack. Y'all ready
All
for
right.
it?
Uh-huh.
Y'all can use the same hack. For all the viewers watching, use the same hack. I used an app called Cameo.
Cameo.
Cameo. Go to cameo.com and you can hire entertainers to do commercials for you.
Oh, nice.
Good hat, people that's listening in. Good
Uh-huh.
hat. Good hat.
They
Now
can
we
do
also
shout
have
outs. They do shout outs, commercials, whatever you want.
now we also have a question about from Ms. Meyer about what is the contact information for your service for them to be able to contact. Is it your website, Instagram, Facebook,
Or all.
Oh, for the diversion center.
Both gifted and lit
Oh,
and the
okay.
diversion, because let's tie it all in together.
All
Let's not
right.
leave no stone unturned.
All
I
right.
mean, you have great services and products. We want to hear about it all. We can also put it in our
It'll
link
be on the link.
below.
We'll add it in the link.
Okay. Excuse me. So if you go to giftedandlit.com, you'll find our content. We have digital downloads, we have physical products, we have workbooks, we have financial literacy curriculum for grades K through 5, excuse me, grades K through 8, excuse me. We have digital downloads, we have an app in the App Store. So if you don't have a DVD player, you can download our content if you want to,
Nice.
or you can go to the App Store and buy the app and you can watch our content on the app. And we have financial literacy curriculum. We have how to be successful with or without a college degree
Nice.
curriculum, book and workbook. I have a coloring book. I have a workbook for the kids.
You
All
is
that at
busy.
giftedandlit.com. Yeah, I have a ton of stuff. And then what else? Go to thediversioncenter.com and click on facilitator resources and look at our trainings that we offer. And if you want to learn how to start a court mandated program, I'm having a live training here in Atlanta, April 25th, on Sunday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's $1,000, but I'm running down the game on how to start your own court mandated program and make a ton of money doing so if that's what you choose to do. This training is for therapists that are already in private practice. Anyone that has a L in front of their name, in front of their license, excuse me. So if they're licensed LPC, if they're LCSW, LMFT, if they're a CADC, or
Now, does
CAC.
this work for all states, the way your program is set up or your training is set up? Because I know California has a lot more stricter laws. We got to do 3,000 hours as opposed to other states having to do less hours. We have to take several tests now in order to get licensed. So is that does that correlate with other states like California, which is a little bit more difficult?
I would say California is easy, actually. I wouldn't say
Okay.
it's difficult. It's easy. I know people that are not even licensed that have programs in California. One of my friends I went to school with has a program, a domestic violence program out there in Bakersfield right now. So, and he doesn't have any degree. So, you can definitely do it. It depends on your state requirements, but don't let that worry you. There's always a million ways around it. But if you want to do it, you'll find a way or make a way. That's our motto at
Yeah.
Atlanta University. So you
Yeah.
can find a way. There's a way to do it. But ideally, I like to train people that are already therapists that are in private practice because they're not scared to invest money, and they
Yeah.
know they know about business expenses, and
Yeah.
they can write this. They can write this
Right.
training off.
Right.
It's 100% tax deductible if you take a training for your business. So it's only an investment into your business and show you how to make multiple streams of income. You know, I try to have at least 7 streams of income, and that's why I like to teach people have at least 7 streams. So you know, you can do it. There's
Yeah, you can. Do you have any mentors?
I'll be honest with you, no. At the
Okay.
time, all right, so uh I tell people this. For the longest, I call it YouTube University. I'm in YouTube University. That's me all day. If I don't know
Him too.
something, I'm going straight to YouTube, right?
Uh,
So when I first started my business, I didn't know anyone. I don't have any connections. Still to this day, I have 0 connections. I don't know anybody. I've tried to reach out to people. I've done it a million times trying to reach out to people, and they don't respond.
Yep.
Or matter of fact, they just don't respond. I don't
Yep.
even get the no. I don't even get the no. They just don't
Yep.
respond.
Yep. It's just silence. It's crickets.
Just crickets.
I talked to him about that when I first was starting my private practice. I said I reached out to several people and I got nothing.
Yeah.
So
Can't get in the game. None of that.
Yep. Yep.
So I get
Right.
it. So I did YouTube, and I would just look people up and just watch their videos and try to get game for them. At one time I was in Grant Cardone's coaching program, so he was definitely someone I followed, and I go to the 10X Growth Con almost every year. I won't be going this year. I went last year. I went to a training event like 2 weeks ago with David Shands with Sleep is for Suckers. I went to his event about 2 weeks ago. I just try to go to trainings and conferences where people are doing way better than me, no more than me. So I feel like the dumb person in the room. And I am not afraid to spend $5,000, $10,000 for training. I do that all day, every day. And if you want to know the hack to get into where you want to be faster, go to these conferences, meet people that are doing well. And as a matter of fact, I met my business partner for Gifted and Lit after, I want to say year 2 or 3 of me being in business for Gifted and Lit. I met her at the 10X Growth Con. She invested, I'm not going to say how much she invested, but she invested a lot of money into Gifted and Lit. Now she's 30%. She gets 30% of Gifted and Lit. Yeah, basically. And I met her at a conference. But if I never went to that conference,
right. Very true. I am also like you. I'm a huge proponent for conferences and trainings.
Yeah.
I tell them all why you want to pay that money?
I'm telling you.
I mean, I totally 100% agree. Once I started investing in myself with the conferences, maybe about 2 years ago, I realized, wow, there's a lot of doors that open. Even with just from the conference alone, your knowledge increases, you network with other people. And that's all from that conference. So you get more out of the trainings and the conferences than what is initially offered. And I think a lot of people don't know, investing in yourself, taking these trainings you get more out of it than just the dollar sign that you see.
Right. And that's where, I go to a lot of conferences. I speak at a lot of conferences. But one of the main things that I see a lot of people do is that they go, but then they don't implement. Right. And so they'll go to some of these things, but then they don't apply themselves. Or they'll go to some of these things and they don't network. Right. And so sometimes it may take people 1 or 2 to get their feet wet. Then they become a little bit more comfortable and then actually applying the knowledge that you actually receive, and then actually going and talking to people. Everybody's there is kind of driven. You didn't pay this money to go to this thing. It's almost being back on a college campus, right? You're around like-minded people that have a vision and goal to actually push themselves to do something different.
Absolutely. And I think it's very important because sometimes when we go home, we get that shiny object syndrome. And as soon as we see another conference or another training, we forget about the one that we just paid, a couple $1,000s for. And it's like, oh, hold on, let me do the stuff that I was supposed to do. But sometimes it's not. I think it's important to go to conferences and trainings that are not in your field because you learn different game. From people like I don't go to like a lot of therapy conferences on therapy and addiction and stuff like that. I go to the stuff that's on like marketing and funnels, and I go to Funnel Hacker Live and 10X Growth Con, and I go for the people I'm going to meet because some of the information that's dropped in conversations at lunch are like amazing. And you pull that game from these people, and shoot. Like I just learned some game from Him 500. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Him 500, about using your credit card for Facebook ads so you can get points to travel for free and get cash rewards. I'm like, man, I wish I was doing that a long time ago. I spent so much money on my Facebook ads.
Yeah, he's good at that.
My credit.
Yeah. So let's shift back around with Gifted and Lit. Now, do you have any programs? Well, of course, the whole program is for schools. Have you tried to reach into the educational system to try to get schools to use this, teachers, people in the educational field for that? Are you trying to break into that field?
Speaking of crickets.
Falling on deaf ears, huh?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm done with schools. I'm done with schools.
Straight to the consumer.
I go straight to the consumer. I'm like Dave Chappelle. The parents are my boss. I'm done with the schools. I tried it. I went to the conferences. I went to the I forgot what they're called. I'm having a brain fart right now, but I've done all that. And I said, no, you know what? No more. I'm done with it. All of my people, 99% of people that buy my product are parents, grandparents, and I sell to them. I'm no longer going to conferences. I'm no longer reaching out to schools. We do have schools that have reached out and bought product from us,
Okay.
but I'm done with the schools. They have so much red tape. They make it severely hard. They act like they don't want to talk to you. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm cool.
Okay. Okay.
And what kind of go over one last time before we let you go and get up out of here. Kind of go over what exactly people can expect when they go to giftedandlit.com. What can they expect to see, get parents, grandparents, aunties, uncles for their children?
Okay, so what you can expect from giftedandlit.com is a family engagement product that's going to get the whole family involved. So I created Gifted and Lit to get the parents involved in their child's lives. So to have fun, so they can play the music in the car and not have to worry about songs talking about sex and trapping and
Think
selling
about
drugs and things of that nature. It's family friendly content for all ages.
Mhm.
Also, we have a new program coming out later this year called Gifted and Fit. It's a home workout program for kids and parents to work out at home together. So that's going to be coming out later this year in fall of 2021. So because of everyone at home on quarantine, everyone's getting fat. So I'm on
Hey.
keto right now.
Hey,
I was like, man, I'm dropping this
Long.
weight. So I'm like, let's create Gifted and Fit. Let's do a home workout program for the kids.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's an animated home workout program. There's nothing like it. You're not going to find anything like that anywhere. And it's us doing workouts at home, all pure animation, and Black kids, Black adults. We have
that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Muslim girl on there. We have a Mexican girl on there. We also have an alien on there and a robot. We have all kinds of stuff. It's going to be crazy. So it's all about representation and good content.
Yeah, you gotta try to keep these kids from being on 600-pound life. Okay, I think that is dope. I think that is important.
Yeah.
That is a key component because it starts. If you ain't saw the show, watch the show 600-Pound Life. You gotta go watch it because you gotta prevent your kids. It all start very young, right? A lot of it start very young, and you
a lot
bring
of
it.
trauma.
Yeah, a lot of trauma that's tied to it and stuff. And if you don't, have some type of regimen early on, and you introducing again something else fabulous to the community, I think is important. And I think when we talked on the phone, one of the things I told him when we was on the phone, I was like, man, you Black history. And he kind of threw him back for a second.
Yeah, he is. He
because
is.
Black history is made in the present, right?
So I'm up there with Martin Luther King.
You paving the way in a different. Everybody has their lane in a different way. That becomes a game changer in their own way.
Yeah.
That's doing power moves that can really cultivate our entire culture into a different way. The things that you're trying to do, the way that we're learning, right? The type of music that we're listening to that would actually enhances that parents, you like the beat. Everything goes back to the beat, the sound, the rhythm, but the content is toxic, right? And so you put us in a really, really great place.
Yes, you have. Yes.
Really have. And so before we get out of here, man, we're gonna play your commercial again. Any last words before we let you go?
Oh, and for all the ladies that watch Kevin Samuels go to conferences, you might meet a good high value guy at these conferences. I don't know if you guys follow Kevin Samuels.
Man, we're gonna do a whole take on Kevin Samuels. Brother be dropping some jewels, and he be dropping some jokes, and it'd be hilarious, man. It'd be hilarious.
Is that the
and
one
folks,
guy that you was?
Yeah. You were seeing one time because he's a funny dude, man. He be bringing some content, but I agree with some of his points.
Don't be scared now.
Everybody don't like his delivery, but it'd be factual information.
It does.
Very factual that people can't refute. And I think a lot of ladies get a little upset, about the way he presents it, but it'd be real content, man, that you really gotta Yeah, you can eat it. You can eat it. So we're probably gonna do a whole take on Kevin and what he's doing, so people can know what he's talking about.
Thank you, Derek, for that. You know what? I appreciate you adding to my life.
So we appreciate y'all, man. Y'all make sure y'all go check out giftedandlit.com. Our boy Derek Collins, man. We appreciate you coming on. Y'all check out this video again before we head up out of here.
Said the entertainer here. Just want to give a big shout out to my friends over at Gifted and Lit.
Charlemagne the God here. I gotta salute my guy Derek Collins, and all my peoples over at Gifted and Lit.
It's your homeboy Ice Cube. You know what I mean? Giving a big shout out to all my friends at Gifted and Lit.
They have a phenomenal program that combines hip-hop, education to help our kids, them learn how to have fun in an engaging way.
It's a black-owned business. They're combining cartoons to teach children math, science, language, arts, and a whole lot of other stuff.
Anything that's going to be down to lift the spirits, knowledge, and understanding of our youth.
Make sure that you order at giftedandlit.com.
Go to giftedandlit.com, man, and you can see more of their content.
Go to giftedandlit.com to check out some of their amazing content.
See what they got going on, man.
That's right, folks. We appreciate y'all tuning in to another segment of Power Moves 365. Make sure y'all continue to tune in. Check out the great content that we're bringing to the table. We have a whole wellness part that we're bringing, financial literacy. What else we got?
Mentally.
Did I catch you off guard? Did I catch you off guard?
You didn't, but I know the words you want me to use was not okay, so I have to cut it. I'm working on it, y'all. I'm working on catering to his because I'm so technical.
Oh, yeah. We gotta put your little teleprompt up here.
Teleprompt for me.
So we appreciate y'all coming on, man. Make sure y'all check out Power Moves 365. Make sure you check out the magazine as well, Black Wellness Magazine at powermoves365.com. Check out our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Until then, one love.